Hello dear students, welcome to Devika's Commerce and Management Academy. Formal organization we have seen. Now today we'll focus on the informal organization. Very interesting topic. Why do we need to know this informal organization? Does it have any advantages? Yes. There are advantages for the employees and employers also with this informal organization, informal information, or you can say. How? We'll see point to point slowly. By the way, what is informal organization? Informal organization means there is no proper hierarchy and information goes beyond the expectations. Their likes and dislikes and their interest, employees' interest, and informally they are gathering together or they are making groups and they'll be discussing about the organization policies, organization activities, anything it can be. So this is informal organization. In informal organization, who can form a group? Anyone can enter into this unofficial group. Anyone can exit from this unofficial group and just to share their information, it is passed informal organization. It is going to be helpful. By the way, how do we know that what is this informal organization? In one sentence we can learn this. Informal organization not based on formal hierarchy. This is not based on the formal hierarchy. This is not based. No formal hierarchy is not there. And this is based on the common interest, mainly the common interest, like same taste, same culture, same age, same gender, etc. Anything it can be. If our likes are matching together, we can make informal group. Need not to mention, need not to declare, it's an informal group. Automatically it will form. When there is any conflict, automatically this will obsolete. Like based on the same interest, anything it can be, based on that, this informal communication or informal groups are formed. Now let's see first features of informal organization. First thing is that relations are not planned. Informal organization, whoever is formed as a group, whoever have entered in this group, these relations are not planned. This is absolutely spontaneous. Spontaneous, anyone can come, and no restrictions and no pattern also. No pattern. Systematically it need not to go, it can go in any way, and no restrictions. So spontaneously anytime it can form, anytime it can obsolete also. And no written rules and regulations. Informal organization, no written rules and regulations. But whereas in formal organization, everything documented. Documented rules and regulations will be followed. Here no rules and regulations, no documentation, anything simple it goes. You can discuss anything. I have some idea, I came to know so and so things are happening, in my view it can be like this kind of conversations it's possible. So no written rules and regulations. And natural process, this is natural process. Decided and wanted to form a group, no, nothing like that. See, in any organization, but let's take XYZ organization is there. In that organization, already senior employees are there who are above 50, senior employees. They'll form one group, that is informal group. In the same organization, female employees are only 5, women employees. 5 members will form a group. That is also one informal group. And also, just newly joined employees, youngsters, automatically they'll form a group. So like there's no formalities, it's a natural process, natural way, automatically it will become an informal group. And this is based on the common interest, as we have discussed. Common interest, it can be like likes and dislikes. I'm interested in sports, are you interested? Yes. 10 members said we are also interested, will form a group. Interested in any other aspect, yes, will form a group. Like that, common interest, if it is matching, they'll form a group. Next, it's a voluntary membership. Membership is voluntary, no one is forcing, no one is inviting anyone. Simply it's a voluntary membership. Anybody can enter into this informal group and anybody can exit also. Entry and exit is voluntary. No restrictions. Nobody is going to stop this. This is voluntary membership. And also lack of stability. Always remember this informal communication or informal group is always, it's not based on the stability. Lack of stability it will be having. No stability. Sometimes it's moving like this, sometimes moving another way, sometimes meeting all together, sometimes no one is talking to each other. Like, there's no stability. There's no stability. It can happen anything, any kind of changes, any kind of mods, it can take place. Okay, so these are the features of informal organization. If you understand, we can discuss about advantages. Advantages only four are there. Informal communication or informal groups or informal organization, first important thing is fast communication. Communication moves very quickly. It travels fast. Something is I heard, immediately I'll go and pass it to someone. That someone is going to pass someone. There's no formal communication here. In formal communication, everything should go systematically, hierarchy, how to maintain systematically, it has to come. It will take some time, but here no hierarchy, no restriction. Anyone can pass it to anyone, so information goes very quickly. Another one, fulfill social needs. Apart from regular organization activities, everyone is interested in participating in some gossips, some interests, some discussions, some expressions, some sharing of views. That is what we call it as a social needs. It will fulfill the social needs, some kind of entertainment, some kind of exchanging the views, right? And also it supports formal organization. Very important point, remember, informal organization is supporting to the formal organization. How? Listen, sometimes management is also interested to know about the informal organization, informal groups, what they are thinking, what they are discussing. Suppose new policy introduced by the management, they would like to know about this new policy from the employees. If formal meeting something arranged and asking the opinion of each and every employee, they may not express, they may not share their views, but whereas through the informal, they'll come to know the entire information. This is like, this is some comments openly without any fear, people are talking that information, they are interested. Through that they'll get an idea, they'll get an honest review of that particular policy. That is why always this is informal is supporting the formal organization. They'll come to know something unofficially, so that unofficially is going to be helpful for the formal organization. And also it lightens the burden of formal managers, as this point is almost interlinked with this. If managers are having some problem, depend on the informal organization, get the information from informal organization, then automatically you get some idea. That keeps your mind open and that keeps your mind flexible. That will give you some kind of new ideas. If you sit like this, formal means nobody will come to you, nobody will share their information. That won't be giving you much information, proper reliable thing. So that is why this lightens the burden of the formal managers. These are the advantages. Disadvantages only three. Main disadvantage, spread rumors. Rumors, it can be positive or negative. Rather than positive, negative rumors spread like anything. Anything means it spreads like rocket. Very quickly it goes. That makes a bad impact on the organization. Maybe the organization is going well, but there is a rumor that the organization is getting lost, it's going to shut down, or CEO is going to run away from the organization. So that kind of negative things, it spreads very quickly. That's harmful for the healthy organization. And also resist change. Informal groups, whenever it is formed, they'll have some unity. That unity, if it is going to become strong, they'll become a great union, and these people are going to resist the change. These people are going to become against to the management also. That threat is there always. And also emphasis of individual interest. Informal communication or informal organization is mainly based on the individual interest. I am in that group. I have some views. I express it strongly, which is making impact on the mindset of the other informal group members. Then I'm injecting my views on the others, isn't it? So that depends on the personal interest. Everyone may not be interested, but I'm insisting automatically some people are going to be influenced, though they do not have any such kind of idea. So that is also one of the disadvantages. Like only three disadvantages we have. So with this, informal communication completed. See you in the next class. Don't forget to share these videos. Good luck. Take the screenshot.